I don't think so. LeBron absolutely, Philly was on the table, but by the time Philly got in the room with Rich Paul, I've been told LeBron had already made his decision. He was going to Los Angeles. But Philly, they did make the medal stand, if you will. Yeah. They were in the final 3 teams that he was considering. Houston right on the outside there. Listen, LeBron knew no matter if they got Kawhi or not, that he obviously knew Paul George wasn't going there when he signed. Paul George already re-signed. That this was not the best place to win this season. If LeBron wanted to be mercenary LeBron and sign a 1-year deal with Houston or with Philly and then potentially make another decision next year, do another short-term contract, there were places he could go that would be an easier path back to the NBA Finals and a more definite collection of talent around him for this season. LeBron made a long-term decision. Now, I think he's totally content with it. I think he's very confident they will be getting at least one additional all-star caliber player, most likely Kawhi Leonard. But he also knew that Kawhi Leonard wasn't a free agent and that was no sure thing when he made this decision. So, no, I do not think that because they are yet to get Kawhi, or even if they don't get Kawhi this year, LeBron would regret the decision, because he didn't make the decision based on where is the best place to win a championship this season, because the Lakers would have been very low on that list.
Hey, Nick, the first time LeBron, decision number 1, when he decided to take his talent to South Beach, who came second?
Who came in second that year? Was it Chicago?
All right. And then the second time he decided to go to Cleveland, surprise some people, some other people not surprised, like myself.
Yes.
And you heard about it. What team was second in that time?
I think it was Miami, but you can tell me if I'm wrong. I thought staying in Miami was his best bet.
I think that whoever it was, it didn't matter, because we weren't talking about
it. Got you. Okay, that's why I don't remember.
So
fair enough.
The 76ers general manager, at this point with the talented roster that they have, they should have moved on. He shouldn't be sitting there talking about, you know something? The girl gave me a kiss on the cheek, and we was getting ready to start going steady. But she wasn't even thinking about that. She was just trying to be polite. So I think it's really irrelevant who was second, who was third, and who was fourth.
But is there anything to the fact that maybe the Sixers released this as just one final little way to sell it to someone like Kawhi? Hey, listen, LeBron almost came here, and nothing but the best for LeBron. He ended up going to the Lakers, but he almost came here. He was deciding, like, could that be a carrot that has been dangled?
The guy didn't have anything else better to talk about. Kawhi has not shown any interest in trying to come to Philadelphia. They have been crystal clear as far as what their goals were. And when people tried to distort what his actual goals were, they reiterated, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to go to Los Angeles. It don't have to be with the Lakers, but Los Angeles is our destination. And, sidebar, there is no Paul George situation. There is no situation where Kawhi is going to be convinced after a year. So I don't see the value in the front office person releasing this information, and given that they don't have a general manager in place, like, it was going to be hard to land LeBron. If you know the LeBron story and you know how family-oriented this decision was going to be, now LeBron and his group, I give them this, they did do some research. They did check on the schools and everything in Philadelphia as far as where his sons and where his kids would be going to school. But that's about it. LeBron had 2 houses already in Los Angeles. Magic Johnson was already in place, ready to knock on his door at midnight when he could, as a free agent Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, I can understand Philadelphia, but then you have almost a championship roster. You should be concentrating on that compared to doing interviews talking about, I almost missed on that. Almost. So you know what's going to happen now? If they don't make it to the NBA Finals, they don't make it to the Eastern Conference, people are still going to be asking them questions. Man, do you guys feel like if you had LeBron James? That ship has sailed. It's time to move on.
In Philly's defense, it was one of the managing partners, so it's not the GM or the coach. It's one of the guys at the top of the organization.
They don't exactly have a GM right now. No, running point.
No, but I'm saying this was a guy at ownership level that was making these comments. All right, but I want to say something about LeBron and this decision to the Lakers. And maybe LeBron will be proven foolhardy for this. But there is a narrative that is starting to build that it wasn't that family wasn't just part of the equation, that the brand and the city and the lifestyle in Los Angeles weren't just part of the equation, but they were the entirety of the equation. That LeBron has given up the idea that he's going to compete for any more championships. That's flatly false. And listen, LeBron clearly believes that not only is he still the best player in the league, but that will remain the case for next year, the year after, likely the year after that. And do you know who's a contender? Any team that has him on it. That's his mindset. And that will maintain being the case for the next few seasons. And that even after those few seasons, he's got a couple more quality seasons left. Now, NBA history says it's almost impossible for that to be true.
Right.
But he believes that to be true. So the idea that he went to the Lakers and now has just decided winning titles is no longer going to be part of my story, he would say that is flatly false. Now, bodies betray guys, and Father Time, as everyone says, is undefeated eventually.
But no one has a resume like LeBron going against Father Time year 15.
He's already in unprecedented territory.
Yes.
He thinks he is going to extend that to triple unprecedented territory. Maybe he might be proven wrong. Maybe if mid-year 16 suffers an injury and you never see this version of LeBron again, you might say, he'd have been better off in Houston or Philly. That is not something he is in the least bit concerned about.
So let's get back to the headline here in that the Sixers say LeBron was definitely deciding and seriously, strongly considering the Sixers. How much of that and LeBron's decision to go to the Lakers instead has to do with what happened in the Sixers organization with Colangelo leaving and with sort of the disarray with the Sixers brass?
I don't believe that was the final thing, but I believe that when you're looking at a decision like this, it's part of the equation. Because when you don't know who the general manager is, and based on LeBron's past, you have to remember that having a strong general manager is a huge part to LeBron's success. Went to Miami under Pat Riley. Success immediately. And a lot of the basketball decisions, like the things that LeBron got blamed for the last 4 years, he didn't get blamed for that in Miami. You know why? Strong general manager in Pat Riley. So not having a general manager, it does hurt your chances, but the weather, the motion picture, the movie industry. LeBron does a lot of strive for greatness hashtag, but he also talks about the James gang now. That means his wife, his daughter, the 2 sons. Now, they were definitely, which I have been persuaded to believe, that they wanted to be in Los Angeles. It was going to be hard for his sons to play basketball under LeBron's at his high school that he went to in the Akron area. So I'm not surprised at all that they decided Los Angeles. Also, when you have no general manager and you have Magic Johnson, there's a huge difference in doing that they would have to overcome.
Here's the point there that I disagree with you. Magic is a trump card for a lot of things. I think if LeBron really wanted to go to Philadelphia, or if it was close, I think the general manager situation actually could have benefited Philly. Because he could have said, sometimes you get to pick your coach. You never get to pick your general manager. Because of the situation, the odd situation that their general manager is fired, not because of on-court failure, but because of nonsense off the court, and the guy LeBron trusts in David Griffin is still out there waiting for the perfect job, LeBron could have said, I'll come here, but you need to hire Griffin. And I believe they would have done that. So I don't think the Colangelo thing hurt the Sixers' chances. I think the Sixers were on the board, and then he made the decision, do I want to ever have to make another change in team? Do I want to ever have to make a decision 4.0? The Lakers are the team he's confident he'll never have to do that again with.